Hey, what's going on, friends? My podcast every day is broken up into two parts on the free platform. The first part, Act 1, is right now. When it's all done, go right on over to Act 2 to get the second half of the podcast. Thank you so much for checking out my show. Welcome in, friends, to the Eric Zane Show podcast, the daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures each and every day from the Impact Power Sports studio. Love Impact Power Sports. They sell Yamaha golf carts. They sell ATVs, UTVs, motorcycles, e-bikes. You name it. All right. They have it all at Impact Power Sports. You can find them online at impactpowersportsmi.com. Complete service department as well. Murder Lover Linda says, guess what song I woke up with in my head? I don't know.
Titties
in the past. Better titties in the past. Better titties in the past. Better titties in the past. Better titties in the past. Linda says stop it, but I can't. I love it so much. I actually want Mike to make a song of just this. Suck it in and suck it in.
Suck it in and suck it in.
Suck it in and suck it in. Suck it in and suck it in. Suck it in, suck it in.
Suck it in and suck it in. Don't be killing me.
Don't be killing me. Titties in the past. Then the titties in the past. Then the titties in the past. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then the titties in the past. Then the titties in the past.
Titties in the past. Titties in the past.
I can't get enough of it. It's so fantastic. Maureen says, I love how much you love it, Eric. It makes me LOL. I know that actually happened. Titties in the past. Megan says, play it one more time for my mother. Mom is actually there. Yeah, gather her around. She might have stepped out. This is 5 different moments during Pellerito's stupid blues traveler attempt with his hostages at Bob's Barn, where he doesn't actually say words.
Suck it in, suck it in. Don't be killing me.
Well, I think about it, he said titties. How do you live that down if you're Mike, honestly? Because I don't have to say really anything. I can just play that and say, oh, this is the guy who stands in front of microphones. He says, yeah, I can do this. I've got this. And then he gets halfway through the song and goes, oh, I just realized I'm a half step off. Oh. With this stupid fucking carabiner full of keys. You miserable fuck, hillbilly jackass, cunt-faced cock. Jesus. I pray for his death daily. Like daily. Every night I'm laying in bed and I'm like, I pray Mike dies. I am actually, Jesus, take this fuck. Kill him. Just take him off the earth. We've already got everything we need from him with this.
Suck it in, suck it in. Don't be killing me. Titties in the past.
Ugh. I love it. Just makes me so happy. What an absolute cataclysmic failure. Becca Shea says, he says, kill me in the song, so maybe he wants to die. By the way, I'm glad you are here. I'm glad I just saw your name because you reminded me that there's a story that I haven't really gotten into that I'm not 100% clear on. Okay. God damn it. Where is it? No, that's not it. It's about voting. There's something wrong with, there's like something in the works about what type of ID that you need an ID to vote. What the fuck is happening? I saw Bill posted something about it. God, I'm all fucked up here. I don't even know where it is. Let's see if I can find it on my phone. Blended cities in the past. Blended cities in the past. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's not it. Now I suddenly can't find my messages on Facebook, but I will. Just give me a break. It's been a day already. Not in a bad way. I've just been busy and then not feeling that great. Here it is. I guess Bill Simonson pissed a bunch of people off because he posted, "Why is there a debate to require identification to vote when I'm asked for my ID in almost every situation in my adult life? How can we trust any election in America if validation of who is voting isn't part of the process? It's an easy problem to solve by requiring an ID to vote." Now, when I saw that, I went, well, yeah, what is wrong with that? Why is everybody... Because then this person said, local sports radio guy announces he supports the SAVE Act bill and against the 24th Amendment. Now, I don't know anything about that. I don't know what the 24th Amendment is, nor do I know what the SAVE Act is. But what I'm understanding is, I should probably look this up. We can unpack this on the show. The SAVE Act Wiki. Why is this Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act? It would amend the National Voter Registration Act of 1993. I guess that would be the 24th Amendment, to require documentary proof of United States citizenship to register to vote. The bill defines documentary proof of United States citizenship, valid documents for verifying citizenship, as stated by the bill, are one of the following: an enhanced driver's license, which is a version of the real ID that indicates citizenship. So your driver's license. A valid U.S. passport or an official U.S. military identification card. A valid government-issued photo ID card that lists citizenship status. Any other valid government-issued photo ID card together with evidence of birth of a U.S. citizen or naturalization, such as a U.S.-issued birth certificate, a naturalization certificate, or a consular report or birth abroad. Okay, all right. Opposition. Non-citizens voting in federal elections have been proven to be extremely rare and is already illegal. Opponents of the bill argue that it is intended to suppress voter turnout, as voter registration forms already require driver's license numbers and the last four digits of the applicant's Social Security number, in compliance with the Help America Vote Act, which registrars are required to use under the HAVA to confirm eligibility through databases maintained by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, the Social Security Administration, and the U.S. Postal Service. An analysis by the Center for American Progress found some voters in Alaska and Hawaii would need to fly to reach their election office in accordance with the in-person requirement to vote by mail. The analysis also found that an estimated 69 million women and 4 million men have a last name that does not match their birth certificate. This provision would similarly impact transgender people whose legal names do not match their birth certificates. All right, so I think that's the big problem there. People get married and their name changes. But wouldn't you just have, if you've got your ID and your name is on there, doesn't that just, it just said that if you have that, you're good. It proves it. If you have an enhanced driver's license, which is then that's all you need. How is that a problem? I'm not saying I know. I'm literally asking the question. So you're telling me that if, like, my son-in-law Ash, and he might already changed his name. I think he did. I think he did get legal. No. He got his license to say male. That's what he did. Yeah, I'm not sure. So I think people are saying that this is an attempt to suppress the vote to some degree. And I think that's kind of like a leap in logic. I'm not sure. I think this is more to ensure that people who are supposed to vote actually vote. I think that's what's going on here. The original version of the bill passed the House of Representatives, but stalled in the Senate. Can you tell me why I have to hate this? Make me understand. My wife changed her name, went to get the documents to prove the name change, and no issues. That's what Nick says. Bread Bull Brain Chris says it's a political football, and apparently certain groups of people aren't intelligent enough to get an ID. Cole says basically Trump is for it, so everyone has to be against it. Rebecca says only if you have a real ID, that's different from a normal driver's license. Right, but it's very attainable. You just go and get it. It's not like you have to take a test to prove whatever or whatnot. You just go apply and get it. I think it's good to have a real ID anyway for travel. You should have that. Rebecca says, when I went to update my license, I had to bring my birth certificate and my social security card. If I was married and changed my last name, I would have to bring additional documents to prove why my last name is different from my birth name. Okay. And I guess my question is, and I'm not even being a dick, so what? Do it. Isn't that just, sometimes you have to jump through hoops. I mean, sometimes you got to do this, you got to do that, and that's just the way it is. You just book an appointment, you go, you get the shit done, and it's a pain in the ass. You're sitting there waiting with a bunch of other fucking pissed off people. Tell me why I should hate this. What did they say? Prove me wrong or convince me otherwise. Badger says, who wants illegal people voting or people voting twice? True. I would say I don't want people who aren't supposed to vote to be able to vote. And I would agree that I only want people who are supposed to be here to vote. Tyler says, my wife did it within a week of us getting married. It's not hard, LOL. Rebecca says, I'm not arguing it. I'm just stating what was required by me. Okay, I got you. She says it's just an additional step, especially for people who don't have easy access to their birth certificate. I still got mine. That's just teaches you a lesson. You better hang on to that shit. David says, who doesn't have access to a marriage license? Bruce had a big stretch. Nick says, I have to show my ID every time I vote. Must be a city thing where just anyone that walks in is good. Becca Shea says it's the SAVE Act. It will make it harder for married women to vote because their last name won't match their birth certificate. But you can, though. based on the requirements of what it takes to get that done. Am I understanding that correctly? Is it an extra step and then it's a pain in the ass? Megan says, dude, getting a birth certificate from another state is a bitch. I just did it with California for myself. And then Megan says it is possible. Okay. I'm supposed to be, everybody on the subreddit is mad at Bill over this. Like Bill is being accused of being a communist, and then everybody's saying horrible shit about him. But I don't know. Alan says it doesn't make it harder if you have all the paperwork you're supposed to have. Rebecca says it's more of an argument that this law specifically only targets 50% of the population. Well, targets or affects. All right, I need some real strong indicators. I need this bill to say that white people are better than all other people for me to start to hate this thing. Rebecca says it's already illegal to vote if you don't have ID and if you're not a citizen. The optics of people against this only add fuel to the fire for those saying elections are stolen, says Big Buddha. Are states issuing and renewing driver's licenses that aren't the new real ID anymore? Nick says Reddit is full of libtards. Megan says, I'm not saying it's not possible, just a bunch of fucking work. It felt easier to try to fly to California to get it. Obviously, that's not true, but shit. All right. I need more zest on this story for me to be, outraged. But the way they worded it as local sports radio guy announced he supports the SAVE Act bill and is against the 24th Amendment. So 10 minutes ago, I was like, oh, he's against the SAVE Act. What does that mean? Does he hate black people or something? And he's against the 24th Amendment. Well, what was that amendment? I don't have any idea, but now I know. Now I'm up to speed what this all is. And I guess the jury is still out as to whether I'm supposed to be mad. This person wrote, it's making sure married women and trans folk cannot vote. Yeah, I just don't see that. Poor Bill. He's getting crucified. And then they're taking shots at his show and saying he's this, he's that. He's an asshole. All right. I don't know. Maybe. There's a lot of smoke, but not much fire on this. That's how I feel this is. I need to take an early break because I just finished cooking a chicken downstairs in the rotisserie, and I got to go check the internal temp to make sure it's hot enough. So I apologize. I'll be back with more after this, and I'll probably play Pellerito's Supercut about 500 more times. Don't go anywhere. That rotisserie's got to be 165 internal. It's at about 159. So I put it on for about 10 more. I'm going to have to go back and check it. It's a Friday feast with your old pal EZ. That, I've talked about this before, the Showtime rotisserie grill. What an incredible invention. God damn, is it great. They run forever. Pretty much indestructible. This is the double one. This is actually the more modern one. Mine is much more rinky-dink and small. But you put a couple of birds on there and you just turn the thing on for an hour and a half, and then you come back and you have magic. The whole house smells like that section in Meyer where they put like 500 birds on there and roast them all. Oh, God. And, it's perfect because it's spinning, so it's self-base. All the juices come out of it and move around constantly. I can't say enough good things about this. It has always been an absolute killer. So that's kind of where it got me started today. Yesterday was, it appears to be for a little while, a little bit of an easing up of the big vet charges that took place. Now, I did have to pay $1,005 yesterday for O'Neill's cancer treatment. It's not a treatment. It's all testing. And he appears to be doing very well, but I have to wait a few days for the test results to come back to make sure he is fully in remission. Now, we all know that Nick here in the arena says that this is all a scam. And that he can cure, that the dog doesn't have cancer. And if the dog does have cancer, he can cure it by heading up to Tractor Supply and getting some Tannerite, kerosene, Miller Genuine Draft, and a bucket, and blending it all, and then waterboarding the dog with that concoction. Nick says the only thing they are testing is your credit. I don't pay credit, cock. The fuck operation you think I'm running here? He said, you forgot to add CBD. Whatever, idiot. So I'm excited that he got a pretty good report. I'll find out. And I said to the doc, I go, all right. So everything I actually said to her, I go, so everything I'm doing this time, this is the second appointment since he started the chemotherapy. Is everything we're doing 100% required? These two tests that you're doing that cost me $1,005? And she says, this time, yes. However, I'm reasonably sure that everything will come back outstanding. That means we will start to space out his visits. Instead of 6 weeks, we're going to make it 3 months. And we'll alternate. So one test, one visit. 3 months later, we'll do the other test. So just for ease of math, if it's $1,000 for 2 tests, that means in 3 months, I'd pay him $500. And then 3 months after that, another $500, which is a fucking bargain. Because in 12 weeks so far, I've paid $2,000. So they're having a sale, is what I'm telling you, which is amazing. But all right, we got in there. It was all good to go. He made friends immediately with people. He is such. If I was single, okay, O'Neill would score me so much poon just walking around with people, or penis if that's what I was into. He's an absolute star. But all went well. This time I stayed there. I said, all right, here he is. And then like an hour and a half later, you come back and get him. But I just literally walked. I walked out of the facility and went for a long ass walk. Come back. There he is. And then I found out that he took a dump when he was in his little kennel after they did the test, drew his blood and whatnot, and examined him. He took a dump and then he like stepped in it. So they had to wash his paws. I was thankful for that. I mean, can you imagine that job? If you look at a dog's paws, if a dog steps in fresh shit, wow, you are looking at an absolute disaster. You thought it was bad when you stepped on shit wearing a pair of Adidas. and getting that shoe clean. Nick writes, dump cleanup fee, $350. My God, I can't even begin to add up how much since O'Neill's or Bruce's spleen. I think Bruce was 4 to 5. Benny was 66. I've spent thousands more on O'Neill. I say in the past 6 months, I've spent probably a little north of $15,000 on dogs, on dog health. That is enough to make anybody wince. All right? I get it. I know. But this is why you work. This is why you have jobs. It's just money. It's just fucking money. That's it. Alan says, I haven't spent that on a dog in my whole life. Tyler says, good thing they aren't your hobby. Ben Glaze says, that's half my wages for the year, you rich fuck. By the way, earlier Ben Glaze said, statewide web address, quack, quack, regarding Bill Simonson. And I just wanted to throw that out there. That was fantastic. Some people know that reference. Reasonably sure means they are giving your asshole time to heal, I think is what Badger meant to write. Tyler says the kids don't call him Rich Eric for nothing. All right. So, I think, unless there's another catastrophe brewing. By the way, I have pet insurance on Darla. And that dog, the English Bulldog, is notorious for health issues. Not one fucking thing has happened to that dog since we've had her. Nothing. Not a thing. Nick says, I thought owning a boat was bad, but goddamn. Well, I mean, look, older dogs, they get sick. And I said this to Megan. I go, I'm a great pet owner. When you have pets, you don't keep them till they're inconvenient. This is how everybody should be when it comes to pets. Bread Bull Brain Chris says, Darla's still young, though. Give her time. Yeah, but that's a third of a bulldog's life. You get a bulldog any amount of time north of 9 years, and they could go at any time. She's approaching middle-aged. All right. So we've covered a lot of ground already. Nick says, at least in the country, they get ran over before the big C sets in. Oh, my God. I cannot imagine that. You hillbillies. I got an email from Chris Mack. Chris is an outstanding audience member who always sends me an email from time to time. Occasionally, he'll listen to our friends, Free Beer and Hot Wings. And I just got an email from him that I actually heard this when I was taking my walk. This is something that we may have to review on who are these free beers. But Free Beer says, oh, okay, Maitland has a topic for us to discuss. Maitland, what's the big topic? And she goes, since it's Valentine's Day, I want to know the 3 things
that you would like for Valentine's Day in a heart-shaped box that aren't the chocolate. So if you could get a heart-shaped box and you could put stuff in it that's not chocolate, what would you want?
And Greg's like, oh, it's a great idea. Oh, my God, I love your smile. Oh, you're beautiful. I love you. Oh, my God. And so that was the segment. So then, all right, you're up first. What do you want in your heart-shaped box? And then that's it. And it was so fucking shitty and dry, I wanted to throw up. Her three choices were cigarettes, hot dogs, and beaver nuggets, whatever that is. That's it. They all had stupid things, Chris writes. Subject line, it's my list, Free Beer and Hot Wings pile of shit segments. If you need some material for next week's Who Are These Free Beers, check out Thursday's show segment, It's My List. Timestamp, hour 35. Maitland comes up with an idea for the gang to think of what should go into a heart-shaped chocolate box instead of the chocolates. Her three choices, cigarettes, hot dogs, and beaver nuggets. They all had stupid things. In typical fashion, Hot Wings laughed while trying to spit out his answers. Steve, the moron, said he would have a giant chocolate heart-shaped Reese's to replace the chocolate. Kelly wanted soup. I was hoping someone would say a gun to shoot themselves with so this segment could no longer continue. Holy hell, give it a listen and you'll see what I mean. I did. It was very bad. I think you did a good job of reviewing it for us, frankly, Chris. Chris, who is not in the live chat. I forget where Chris Mack is again. Maine? Albany? I always lose track. It takes me like 100 times to be able to figure out who is who and what is what. But thank you. Thank you for that. Maureen, this is hysterical. Maureen we have picked on Maureen because anytime we make fun of their shitty segments, she starts to like comment on the segment like she's enjoying their show. She did that on Who Are These Free Beers recently. And here she writes, I want cash money in a heart-shaped box. Ben says, of course Maureen contributes to their segments. Come on, Maureen. Murder Lover Linda says, note which sister did not contribute. Maureen would love that show. Maureen says, for the record, I hate the show. I can't listen to it. I don't know. It seems like you might like it. All right. I got to go check on the food again. Stay put. I'll be right back. I swear. I got to go check the temperature of this. Okay, I'm back. Okay, we are at an internal temperature north of 165. We're awesome. Murder Lover Linda says, Ben, lead the discussion. Yeah, I don't think. Ben's working hard at his job. Okay. A couple other directions I wanted to go to today, and I've been meaning to get this. It's a video that's gone viral again. It's an old video. And somebody wrote, since the Olympic skiing has begun, we must go back in time to watch this. Doesn't matter when it happened. Guy is skiing down the hill at a high rate of speed. And the gate, you got in the slalom, the thing that Lindsey Vonn hooked her arm on. This guy just skis right over the gate. And the pull, picture like PVC. There's a little bit of give, but not much. Megan's ADHD, by the way. There's a little give, but not much. He hits it with his cock.
Bertrand.
Right? Okay, great audio. He goes, ah! He actually does. He goes, ah! Okay, Okay, outstanding. There's a little bit more to it with the announcer talking, but my God, you can just hear it destroy his dick and balls.
Oh, the gate to the groin for Yannick Bertrand, and you could hear it. And if you're a man, you could feel it. Wow, watch this again. Oh, the Frenchman. Oh, monsieur. Wow, the boys took a beating on that one.
Oh, yeah.
Bertrand.
I think if you smash your dick and balls that badly, it's important to show it on, actually interview him and make him take down his pants just to see how brutalized his dick is after that. That's the equivalent of just, because he's traveling at north of 100 miles an hour. It would be like you laying on the ground, naked, opening up your legs, and then somebody comes up with like the kind of, like if you're a blind guy, you got a cane, taking that cane and just smashing it as hard as you possibly can on the guy's dick and balls. Jesus. Rebecca says it's the winter version of the pole vaulter in the last Summer Olympics. I don't remember that. What year was that? Was that 2 years ago? 2024 pole vaulter mishap. See if we can make this happen. Okay, here we go.
Got a Caesar do. Yo, dick needs a tweezer, dude.
Oh. Okay, that wasn't nearly as bad as what I thought it was. It just, his crank got caught on the bar as he went over. What a huge rod that guy has, by the way. Jesus, look at that thing. God damn. My dick is like a third of that size. And that was another French dude, too. Okay, so there you go. That is a remarkable piece of video. Glad to share it with you. Moving on. Ben Glaze sent this. This is the director of the FBI, Pam Bondi. She was speaking in front of Congress. You know how you see these things from time to time where like the members of Congress will bring somebody in and they like just yell at them for whatever reason. That's what's going on with Pam Bondi, the director of the FBI, and people are asking her about Epstein. She was asked why she has not indicted any clients of Jeffrey Epstein. And she went, as it's described here, on an unhinged rant about the stock market when she was asked. So they're like, hey, how come you haven't arrested any of these people that were clients of Jeffrey Epstein? Now, there's about 1 million reasons you could say. You could say, well, we don't have enough evidence, or we're looking into it. Time will tell if we will. But no, she goes on a rant about the stock market. She says all Americans need to focus on other topics like the economy and not on Jeffrey Epstein's child trafficking network. That's what we should be talking about. Yeah, I don't know. This is, by the way, a real victory that Ben Glaze sent it, because I doubt he even knows. I referred to her as the director of the FBI. That's incorrect. She is the attorney general. Kash Patel is the director of the FBI. She is in charge of prosecuting people. So my mistake. Anyway, here she is.
The Dow right now is over The Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're
$50,000. Okay. Yes. But she's got all this shit in front of her. You can tell she's reading it. They said, hey, if anybody brings up this, that, you have this to fall back on.
the Dow right now is over. The Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader, as I hear, Raskin. The Dow is over 50,000 right now. The S&P at almost 7,000. And the NASDAQ smashing records. Americans' 401ks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about. We should be talking about making Americans safe. We should be talking about, what does a Dow have to do with anything? That's what they just asked. Are you kidding?
Mr. Jordan, Mr. Jordan.
Committee.
Okay, this is a classic deflection. No, it doesn't have anything to do with what they're talking about. What the fuck is wrong with you? I think that's one of the things that's the most maddening is those types of deflections where it's gaslighting is what it is. Makes you think you're crazy. Bread Bull Brain Chris says, meanwhile, in Great Britain, the British are kicking people out of Parliament and kicking people out of the royal family. Stevie says she's protecting pedophiles. Hard to argue with that. That's sure what it seems to me she's doing. Black Belt Nick says, didn't realize she ran the Commerce Department too. Piano Fingerbanger says, my God, her downfall is going to be incredible to watch. Rebecca says, I look forward to the day she is arrested. Cole says, economy sucks. Arrest some pedos. I don't know if you're serious or not. Megan says, you guys are way more optimistic that she will face consequences than I am. My God, what a fucking bizarre scenario that is. Of all the things. Come on. All right. Before I take one step further on this, welcome, first of all, to my sponsors, the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. You can find Mario online, and you can call him at 231-332-6505. Buy now, refinance later with the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. So no matter where you are in the U.S., this is who I want you to reach out to. Reach out to Mario at 231-332-6505 so you can get into your mortgage pre-approved and begin the process of starting to shop for your dream home. Buy now, refinance later with the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Two more people, audience members, have reached out to Frank Fuss and said, look, I need some health care. In fact, I got one here from Jerry. Right, just want to let you know I utilized show sponsor Frank Fuss. Found myself in position of needing another life insurance policy to cover my wife and family. Frank found me a 10-year term policy quickly and efficiently to cover my needs to retirement. I've driven a truck for the last 25 years, and I've listened to your radio shows and podcasts religiously. I sound like Pellerito there. Always entertaining, whether making me laugh hysterically or occasionally even pissing me off. LOL. That's why I keep coming back daily. Keep up the entertaining podcast, and sorry to hear about Benny. I don't hear from Jerry that often. I don't know if I ever have even. But Jerry is part of the silent majority that makes up most of the audience of this show. The folks that are in the live audience in the chat, you are entertaining. You are part of the content, but not everybody does that. And I don't have a problem how people consume my show as long as they do. Whether you're listening later on in the day to the audio podcast, you're live in the chat, it doesn't matter to me as long as you're involved. And I appreciate you, Jerry, for engaging my sponsor, Frank Fuss. And I appreciate you for letting me know that you did so. You're very kind. And congrats on an outstanding career that you'll be wrapping up in a decade or so. But and I appreciate your condolences about Benny, but that's okay because, as you know, I'm planting a ghost farm. There was also another show sponsor or audience member that recently engaged with Frank, and I'm appreciative, but I can't say who that is. It's a long story. Anyway, if you are in between jobs, you're self-employed, or the boss does not offer health care, or, like in this spot, needing another life insurance policy to cover the wife and family, Frank has you covered. Frank is a licensed independent insurance agent / broker, and he can help you out with all of these things. If you want to book time with Frank, go to appointmentwithfrank.com. That's appointmentwithfrank.com. He is the best, very, very helpful. And sometimes if Frank can't help you, Isaac will help you, he's kind of like you had Obi-Wan and Anakin. He's Anakin minus the dark side. Very powerful. Apparently, the chat is talking about a documentary to watch. Can you tell me what it is so that I can announce it? David says, Linda, I just Googled that documentary. It sounds great. Let me know in the chat, and then maybe we can discuss it a little more. The audience on Facebook, Kick, and YouTube, I'm finally going to kick you guys out. I haven't kicked anybody out all week. The whole show is just run on all those platforms. But today I am. If you want the rest of today's show, it's on Twitch. Go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. That's where you go. Also, I have a Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane. More content there every day. And it's free for 7 days, so you can see if you like it or not. Just go there, patreon.com/7 days, and sign up for the 7-day free trial. And you get it for 7 days. At the end of the 7 days, you can cancel or you can keep it going just by doing nothing. But if you do cancel, even if it's 1 minute after you sign up, you still get the 7 days. If you do cancel ahead of time and then rethink it, maybe you do want it, it's easy. Just go back into your profile and enable your card. And that because you do need the card to actually get the 7-day free trial. Linda says the documentary is about the Scream murder on Hulu. All right, that is Act 1 of the podcast. Act 2 is available right after this one. Go check it out. What are you doing? Don't miss a second of it. Thank you so much.